All right, you've been watching the show recently. You know that we have been taking an in-depth look at key Senate races across the country, and we've highlighted important primaries in Ohio and Pennsylvania already. This week, we invited all three of the top Republican candidates in Alabama to come on the show to discuss their effort to win over retiring Alabama Senator Richard Shelby's seat. Unfortunately, candidate Katie Britt, who is Shelby's former chief of staff, turned down our offer after multiple invitations to come on the show. And United States Army pilot and businessman Mike Durant claims that he's focused on local news interviews instead. The only candidate who accepted our request to come on the show was Congressman Mo Brooks, who joins us now. Congressman, welcome to the show. I got to be honest with you. I've been doing politics almost 30 years. I've never met a candidate who doesn't want free airtime, considering how much time you spend raising money to get on television. It seems a little crazy, and I've got to question the campaign strategy of both of your opponents, but I'll leave that aside and we'll get on to your campaign. You started the race endorsed by Donald Trump. You're elected, as a member of Congress there in Alabama. President Trump has revoked that endorsement and said that you went woke. How do you respond to that?
Well, anyone who knows anything about my track record knows that that was an off-the-wall comment that has no legitimacy whatsoever. By way of example, if you believe in border security, I've got an A+ grade with Numbers USA every single year I've been in the United States Congress. You can't get stronger on border security than that. If you're pro-life, I've got an A grade with National Right to Life every year I've been in the United States Congress. You can't do better than that. If you believe in the Second Amendment right to bear arms, Gun Owners of America and National Rifle Association have graded my record an A grade every year I've been in the United States Congress. You can't get better than that. If you believe in the foundational principles, well, gosh, go to Heritage Action, go to the National Taxpayers Union, go to the American Conservative Union, and you'll see that Mo Brooks's record ranks right up there near or at the top. You can't get much better than that. And if you believe in free enterprise, not socialism, well, Club for Growth has endorsed me in this race. So you can't get much better than that. If you want a tax fighter, I've got a long history of fighting tax increases. You can't get much better than that. So anyone who knows my record, when they saw President Trump's comments about Mo Brooks being woke, they just laughed.
So I've always maintained, though, that right now, he's the big dog in the party. So what effect has that had on your campaign, losing that endorsement?
Well, I don't know what effect it's going to have. Obviously, when I had Donald Trump's endorsement, Katie Britt and Mike Durant were doing just well without it. Now, Katie Britt and Mike Durant, to their credit, they have some very powerful special interest groups, left-wing organizations that are backing them with many, many, many millions of dollars. And unfortunately, that kind of financing outweighed the benefit of Donald Trump's endorsement in this particular race. To be a little bit more specific, the Lincoln Project, More Perfect Union, Alabama Patriots PAC, they're all in, having pledged $15 million to Mike Durant to get him in the race. That's a pretty big deal. You can really market yourself very well in a cheap market like Alabama with $15 million. And then on the Katie Britt side, you've got a candidate who's getting all the money from the open borders, cheap foreign labor special interest groups, from special interest groups generally, because 5 years she's been a lobbyist, just one of those swamp critters we talk about. She's also being heavily supported by Mitch McConnell and the establishment wing of the party. And so she's had a lot of money, and collectively they've done well with that money, and they've been able to swamp me, in particular the Katie Britt team, with negative, scurrilous attack ads that unfortunately I've not had the financing to rebut. Once the people of the state of Alabama understand, though, that I am the only conservative in this race, the only one, then I'm quite confident that we'll do well on May 24th, and that's what we're working hard on right now, is to provoke thought amongst Alabama voters. And if we're able to do that, then they're going to see through these negative attack ads that have no basis in fact whatsoever, and we'll do very well.
Okay, so that's what I'm going to get to. I got 30 seconds left. You got a month and a week to go. You're the elected guy. You've been in office. You got a lot of connections. You've run up a bunch of times. You got 2 neophytes that you're running against. What are you going to do in the last 5 weeks to overcome this?
Well, we've been going throughout the state. I think you're going to see that our poll numbers will be on a steady increase from week to week to week. That's what we're looking forward to seeing because of our communications. We do a lot of talk radio. We do some TV interviews like we're doing right now. But really, it's up to the citizens of Alabama to figure out what a con is. And if they figure out what a con is, then they'll figure out that these other candidates are posers, they're pretenders. They're not the real deal, they're not conservatives. And Mo Brooks, as evidenced by my track record, I am a proven conservative. All you got to do, people of the state of Alabama, is do your homework and you'll reach the right conclusion.
All right, Congressman Mo Brooks, the primary there in Alabama is May 24th. We appreciate you coming on. Like I said, just to be clear, we invited all three. Congressman Brooks was the only one who accepted that invitation. I appreciate you coming on, sir.
Thank you, Sean.